Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ntwaniengomane, and if you're a new subscriber here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to another video. Today I want to do a story time. It's still educational. It's still gonna give you all the nice things you need to know if you're planning to move abroad, but it is gonna be in a bit of a story time. I think without any further ado, let's get right on to today's video. Right, so in December I'm planning to move. Everything is happening so fast, but I must say that because my visa was so delayed, all my planning then had to be delayed, right? So I couldn't book flights in time. I couldn't really arrange and plan this trip to the T, which is what I want to advise a lot of people, that guys, you need to plan your overseas trips like to the T. You need to know what will happen when you get here and who you're gonna call and what you're gonna do and right? So for me, I didn't have that privilege because my visa came so late. By the time it came, I only had like 2 days to arrange flights, to arrange accommodation, to arrange everything, airport shuttles and whatnot. So if you are planning a trip and maybe you're gonna be going to a different country, this is not even like moving, like permanently moving abroad. This is like, okay, I want to visit Spain, or I want to go to Portugal, or whatever it is that you want to, wherever you want to go, you need to plan your trip to the T. Because what happened to me was baby girl got flights, and on the 2nd of Jan, got to the airport, said my goodbyes, and I got on board Virgin Atlantic. So the flights is easy. The flights, you just go in and you book. But what a lot of us don't think about is, so what happens when you land on the other side? What happens when you land in the foreign country? Where do you go? What do you do? You're lucky if they speak the same language you speak, right? So okay, my story goes like this, right? So I get on the flight, and 12 hours in the sky, and we finally land in the UK border at Heathrow. We landed about 6 p.m. the same day, I think. Yeah, the same day. And cool, we land, we go through border control. Border control is very easy. Everyone obviously will have to get through border control before you can even pick up your luggage and stuff. We get through border control, they check our passports, they check our visas, everything is fine, sharp, right? Walk out of the border control section of the airport, and now I'm going to find like my luggage stuff, my bags and stuff. We go find that. Okay, that's fine, that's chilled. You know what, I'm in London, it looks great. You get. So after we get the bags, now when I flew, we were required to do a PCR test upon arrival, or within 2 days of arrival in the UK, right? And my plan was to do this test at the airport, so I don't have to pay delivery fee for them to deliver the test, and then I have to pay to return the samples back to them. So I wanted to do the test at the airport, and then they just email me or send me the results 2 days later, or whenever time it'll take. But in my planning, that's why I say, guys, plan this thing to the T. In my planning, I found a service provider that did the PCR test at the airport. They were like, oh no, when you land, you can just come and we'll do a swab and whatever, and then you can just go. It's like simple 10-minute process. It's not gonna delay you. Little did I know. So I landed at Heathrow terminal. I think we landed at terminal 3. And then this place, or this service provider where they do their test, is not in the same section as where I landed. Okay, so you know how airports have sections, right, and terminals and whatnot. Heathrow is an international airport, guys. It's huge. Okay, it's big, and I had to find this place. So I ask around, guys, do you know this? I'm supposed to go this for a test. I'm supposed to go this for a PCR test. And people are friendly. People are helpful. People will show you directions. Some are like, oh no, we don't know. Oh no, I've never heard of this. And you're like, what? So like I'm asking around, me and my flatmate, we have so many bags, we're like 2 trolleys, we're pushing and we're trying to find this place in Heathrow. And then we ended up calling the place, and we're like, hey, we're at Heathrow, we landed Terminal 3, we have no idea where to go, where are you guys located? And they're like, come to Terminal 5. Hey guys, Terminal 5 is us getting on a train. How do I even put it? Like, okay, imagine a place so big, right? You have to take a train from one terminal to the next. Like, that's how huge Heathrow is, right? So, okay, sharp, we now need to find the train, guys. And this is like, now that I'm actually talking about, I'm like, it was actually very easy. But it's because now I know how things work here. Like, I know how the trains work, I know how to move around. But on that day, on the first day, I had no idea what was going on. So we now have to find the train. We now have to start learning, okay, so how do we get the ticket? How do pass through? Like, how does this thing work? It's so frustrating. And it's already like 7 p.m. to 8-ish in the evening, right? So we asked security, we're busy trolling with our bags. Hey guys, it's not cute. It's not cute at all. And then we end up finding security, and they help us, and they're like, okay, go to that machine and press this. It'll issue you a ticket. It's a free ticket because you're still within the airport. It's not like you're paying to get transported to another place. You're still inside the airport. So all airport trains from one terminal to the next is free, right? Okay, cool, sharp. At least we don't have to pay. We get on the train. But the thing is, on the train, we can't use your trolley bags. You know, like your luggage trolleys, you can't use that on the train. You literally have to carry your bags in the train. So I think I had 4 huge luggage bags. My flatmate had 3 huge luggage. Like, it was a mess, guys. Like, it was, at that point I regretted, like, oh my god, what am I doing? But anyway, we get on the train, we go to Terminal 5. We arrive at Terminal 5. It looks all new. We have no idea where to go. There are no signs that says PCR test this way, or that says this is the testing. Yo, guys, we ask around. No one knows this place, and that's so weird for me, because how does no one know? You know, and there isn't a lot of security at Heathrow, to be honest. Like, or maybe there is, but like, there isn't like security guards just randomly standing there, because everyone knows where they're going. You know, like, everyone knows what they need to do. So it was quite difficult to find security that knew the place very well, also because it's really, really huge. But to cut the long story short, 3 hours later, 3 hours later, of getting into Terminal 5, not even 3 hours after we landed, 3 hours after getting into Terminal 5, or arriving in Terminal 5, we find this place, right? So now we're relieved. We're like, oh my god, okay, we found this place. And then we go in there and we do the swabs and whatnot, and they're like, oh, it's fine, we'll email you the results within the next 24 to 48 hours. Sharp. Now we need transport from the airport to the hotel. Guys, plan your trips. Plan your trips to the T, please. Okay, we need transport from the airport to the hotel. We had booked like an airport shuttle, you know, like those nice airport shuttles, like when you get to the airport, someone is holding a card with like your name on it, and it looks all cute and fancy on Instagram. We did one of those, okay? But now, when we booked the shuttle, we had told them we're flying from South Africa to Heathrow at this flight, and we're gonna land at this time, right? So already for them, they're like, okay, Heathrow is a very big airport, so we're gonna give you like 2 hours after landing for you to find your way, right? And for them, is, I guess the way they work is that if you tell them you're landing at this flight at this time, they already know which terminal that flight is gonna land at. So for them, they were waiting for us at Terminal 3 based on the information that we gave them. But remember, we had to take a train to Terminal 5, right? So we called them after we did the PCR test. We're like, hey guys, we're here. We don't see anyone here, like waiting for us. And they're like, where are you guys? Because we've been here for so long. It's been 4 hours now. And we haven't seen you guys. We're like, oh, we're here. We're standing. Everyone is here. Like, people are arriving. And they're like, what terminal are you guys in? And we're like, oh, we're in Terminal 5. They're like, no, but you guys said you're going to land on this flight, and this flight ended in Terminal 3. What are you doing in Terminal 5? And we started explaining the whole story. And they're like, okay, it's fine. We're now going to charge you extra because obviously we have waited, and obviously airport parking fee, right? Because they've now been parking for 4 hours, literally. So they end up charging us a little bit extra, and then they come to Terminal 5 because we had no idea how to go back to Terminal 3. They end up coming to Terminal 5, and then finally we find each other. We take our bags, we put it in the car, in the shuttle, and then we drive to the hotel. So, emphasis on planning your trip to the T. Guys, it's very difficult arriving in a foreign country and you don't know what to do and you don't know where to go. So make sure that when you're planning your trip, know that if you need to get there and you need to do something at the airport, like a PCR test, which was a requirement at the time, but since COVID restrictions are being scrapped, it's not a requirement anymore. But still, I think the point still remains that plan your trip to the T. Make sure you know what terminal your flight is gonna land in, where your airport shuttle guy is probably gonna be standing and waiting for you, where you're gonna go from the airport. Are you gonna go to the hotel? Are you gonna get to the Airbnb? What size of a car do you need? How many bags do you have? Because those things matter, okay? You can't just book a little Ubanyana and you have so many bags. Where are they gonna fit, So I think right from my list, which I did, is plan your flights, plan your transport from the airport to your hotel. How are you also gonna get around? Because that's another thing. Like, the first few days in your hotel, when we went to our hotel, they were offering breakfast, but we had to buy lunch, we had to buy dinner, and we had to figure that out. We had to figure out how to use the currency on the first few days, like how to get around, how to use the train. And another thing, you get to the airport and your phone doesn't work anymore because there is no MTN, there is no cell C. Like, so many things happen, and I don't know, like we sometimes we're very oblivious to these things. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna call, but are you gonna have signal, ma'am? Like, are you gonna have signal? Do you have a SIM card that works in that country? Do you have roaming on your phone in case you need to roam? Like, so many things. But guys, bottom line is plan your trip to the T. You don't want to end up like me, getting lost at Heathrow for over 5 hours because it wasn't cute. But looking back now, it's a really nice story that I think I'm gonna tell everyone about my experience in the UK so far. So yeah, those were my tips. I don't even think these were tips. This is like me, this is a story time, you know what I mean. But anyway, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and let me know down below if you've ever been in a situation where you like didn't plan and you find yourself just so frustrated at the situation, like, why didn't I think of this? Because for me, when we're now like trying to communicate with the cab guys, we were trying to call. Luckily they had like a WhatsApp service, right? But we couldn't call because there is no network, ma'am. We needed to plan that when we land, we need to switch SIM cards to this network that actually works. Otherwise, we'd have to roam, and roaming is expensive, okay? But anyway, let me not go on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please don't forget to like, comment down below, and subscribe. We're having our next webinar 26 March at 5 p.m. South African time. I will leave down the link in the description box and you guys can join through that. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.